Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Joy and this is Yoga with Joy. So, let's practice together. I'm going to do a full body gentle practice. That's generally my thing, is gentle yoga. So we'll be working the whole body, and some postures will be a bit stronger. But just keep it to your level and listen to your body. That's the main and most important thing.
Oh, radiant sun, pure consciousness, flaming orb of truth and bliss, remove the veil so I can see, illuminate my heart, awaken me.
Okay, so just taking yourself into a comfortable seated position. And we'll start by closing the eyes. Taking a moment to notice how we're sitting, how we're feeling, what's going on in our mind. And we'll just allow everything to be. So really just rest with whatever's coming up. There's no need to avoid it or indulge it, just allow it to be. We'll start by deepening the breath. So on the inhale, deepening the inhale and lengthening from the crown of the head. And then gently softening on the exhale. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, softening. And then gently begin to open the eyes. And we'll just have a look over your left side, exhaling. Inhale forward. And then exhale over the right. So just in your own time, just take a couple of those, stretching out your neck. That's lovely. And head forward. And then over to the left side. So your ear is going over to your left shoulder, and your shoulders loosen away from the ear. Just gently stretch out your right arm and see how that feels. Maybe take it down to the mat, and maybe lift it up. And then bringing your head back up and over to the other side, gently stretching. Maybe taking your fingers down and then up. That's great. And then bringing yourself back up. And your shoulders, lifting your shoulders and drop your shoulders. Lifting, dropping. Really using the breath to help with this practice, to help guide you. And then lifting your shoulders up and taking the right shoulder forward and the left back. So you're going the opposite ways. And if that's too much and it just feels too difficult, just take them the same way, that's fine. You'll get a chance to go the other direction anyway. This is great, kind of great for the mind. The left and the right hemispheres of the brain. Lifting up. And then the other way, so the right's going back and the left's going forward. Brilliant. And then coming back to stillness, bringing the shoulders nice and loose. And then exhale, sliding the arms down so the wrists are now resting on your knees. Exhaling, rounding your back. Inhale, sliding the hands back so that they're back on your thighs, close to your hips. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhaling. Rounding your back. Really enjoy this wake up of your spine. Inhaling, and then exhale, bringing yourself forward and gently come as far forward as you want to and can. And you might bring your forearms onto the mat, or you might be up here, so to see wherever it is. You might even be right down here and your head down. See whatever's the best for you, the most comfortable for you. Be stretching out your hip. And then gently bringing yourself back up, bringing the hands behind, and then rock out your knees from side to side. Bringing your knees back to stillness, and then seeing the opposite direction. So inhale, rounding your back. Exhale, coming forward. So be going down as far as is comfortable for you. Stretching out the other hip, cross-legged. And gently bringing yourself back up. And then coming into the twist. So inhale, lifting through the crown, and then exhale, twisting over to the side. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, soften. And then exhaling back to center and in the other direction. So lengthening on the inhale, exhale. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, soften into the twist. And on the exhale, bring yourself back to center. Fantastic. Okay, feet together, knees out, and we'll bring our Badha Konasana right in this time towards the hips. So your heels are quite close to your groin, and just gently inhale, lifting the knees, and exhale, opening the hips a little bit more as the knees go down. Lovely. Deep, lovely breaths. That's great. And then bringing the knees together and rolling over onto all fours, coming into a cat position, Majrasana, hands below the shoulders, knees below the hips. And we'll start by coming into our cat movement, so inhaling up and exhaling, looking between the knees, lifting up your mula bandha, your pelvic floor, and your tummy muscles. Inhale up, exhale. So lovely, deep, slow, beautiful breaths. Inhaling, looking up and exhaling down. And then bringing the spine back to neutral. And we'll start to pad out the hands, so you're going over to the left side. And have a little look over the left, stretching out the right side of your body. And then pad the hands back to center. And then over to the right, stretching out the left. And then bringing the hands back to center. That's great. Okay, so lifting up the right leg and the left arm. Nice and strong. Lifting up your abdominal muscles and your pelvic floor. Flexing your back leg. And then down. And then the right hand and the left leg. The same. So really engaging your abdominal muscles. Super important. Keeping nice and strong. And then down. And one more on either side. Nice and strong. Remember, you've got your parallel. Your leg and your arm are parallel with the mat. Exhaling down. And then the other way. And then exhaling down. That's lovely, wonderful. And so we'll bring out the hands, so a little bit further away. We'll exhale back into child. Inhale, lowering the hips down. Coming into Sphinx. Taking a breath here in Sphinx. Inhaling and then exhaling back into child. Inhaling through into Sphinx. Breath here. And then exhale back into child. Bring yourself back up into cat, turning the toes around and then hovering here. So lifting up your knees and you're just hovering, strengthening your belly muscles and then lowering down and coming back into child. Stretching out the arms, wide fingers, planting the thumb and planting the forefingers into the mat, turning the toes around and coming back into a downward facing dog. So your hands are about shoulder width apart and your knees are about hip width apart. Looking at your feet are about hip width apart. Looking at your feet, the outside edges are in line with the mat. And really stretch into this Ardo Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. And lifting up your right leg, keeping the hips square, so the leg is actually just, the foot is facing down, leg is facing the mat. And then gently bringing through the leg. See, that might be you actually need to walk it through, and you're coming through into a, with your feet between the hands. And coming through into lunge and having a little look forward in lunge. And then turning the toes, clipping the back foot down, your left foot, and you're coming up into Warrior Two. So your heel is above your ankle. Bring the hands to the heart. Inhale, open to warrior two. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, open. Exhale, hands to heart. Lifting up from your Mula Bandha, remember? Inhale, open. Exhale, hands to the heart. That's keeping your pelvic floor nice and strong. Inhale, open. Exhale, hands to the heart. And then turning to face the front, we're going to heel toe. So your right foot is going to heel toe out so that you're actually heel to heel alignment. So make adjustments with your back foot if you need to as well. You're facing forward, so warrior two posture, facing forward. Your foot is down at the back, lifting through the arches of your feet, lifting up your toes, looking forward. Hands to the heart. Hand over hand at the heart. Inhale, open. Exhale. Inhale, open. Exhale. Lovely. Really feeling this flow. Remember your breath. Really breathing deeply, and it's guiding your movement. Inhale, open. Exhale. Beautiful. Lovely. Okay, so we're going to straighten your right knee and then bring in the left foot so that it's heel to heel alignment again. So you're coming in, this is Parsvottonasana, so you're coming into the pyramid posture. So you've got a straight leg like this, and then we'll clasp the hand. This time we're going to do it with a shoulder stretch. So clasping the hands behind you, opening up the shoulders. And then gently come forward. Bend your knee if you need to, and careful not to lock out the back knee, the front knee, sorry. So that you're really being safe with your knees. And lift up your toes if you notice that they're all clinging on for dear life into the mat. And it's having a little look at your feet. Stretching. Deep breaths. And then loosening the hands and then bringing your fingertips onto the mat. Inhale up, exhale forward. So you're folding a little bit further forward into this pyramid. Then inhale up, lift up your back leg. So you're in a tripod with your back leg up, strong on the leg. And if you feel confident to, please don't do this if it's too much. And you can use a block here if you need to as well. But you can come up into half moon, Ardha Chandrasana, half moon posture. Chandra being the moon and Ardha being half. If you fancy it. It's strong though. Strong balance. And then bring the hands down. And the back foot back down. And bringing yourself up, lovely. Turning in to face the front. And we're coming into Prasarita Pavottonasana. So it's the wide leg forward fold. So holding your hands at the waist. Lifting up your arches and your feet is really good. So you've got yourself solid in your feet. The emphasis is, the weight is all on the whole foot. And then exhaling forward again. Blocks is really good here if you need blocks. Otherwise, just find yourself down as much as you can. You can bend your knees if you need to. And exhaling down. Gently resting forward. Lovely. Bring yourself up. And coming up into standing, turning to face the front, and the heel toe the foot out again, facing front, and then bringing the hands down into the low lunge, and stepping back into downward facing dog. So here, that was quite strong. So it's strong on your right leg. And so if you need to have a little moment in child, just have a little rest. That's always a great thing to do. And if you want to stay up in downward dog and use it as a resting posture, then you can. Take a few deep breaths. And then, if you're in child, come back into downward dog. And then you're lifting up your left leg so that the leg and the foot, the toes are pointing down. And then bringing through to the front of the mat. So do that any way that is comfortable to do that. And then clipping down the back foot. So that is your right foot, and your left foot is facing forward. So you're going to be seeing my back now. So that gives you a different angle, which is nice. Hands at the heart, opening up. Inhale, exhale, hands to the heart. So you're doing this lovely movement again. Inhale, open. Exhale. Inhale. Lifting up through the arch of the back foot. Making sure you've got heel to arch alignment. Exhale, making sure that your knee is over your ankle. And you can see your big toe. And then turning to face the front, adjusting so that you are now heel to heel alignment, like warrior one position. Hands at the heart, facing forward. Lifting up through the back arch so you're not collapsing in. That's quite easy to do. Inhaling and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. This lovely prana mudra, stretching up to the sky, coming back to the heart. Lovely. And then begin to focus on where we're going to go next, so straightening the knee, and then we're going to just heel toe in so that we've got a shorter stance, heel to heel alignment, and then bringing our hands behind, we can clasp and open up the chest, and exhale, folding forward, lifting up your toes so that they're not gripping onto the mat, and bringing yourself forward. And then gently placing your toes down. And being careful of your front knee so that you're not locking out the back of the knee, but you're having a lovely stretch of your back leg. Or the back of your leg, I mean. And then gently bringing your hands to the hips and then placing the hands onto the mat. So your fingers are on the mat, so you're making kind of cupping your hands. And then seeing what it's like just to come down a little bit further if that's what's happening for you. If it's not, just don't go so far down. That's important, just to listen to your body. And then begin to bring yourself forward. You can still be on your fingers if that's okay, otherwise fists or something is fine, or flat hands. Blocks are really good. And then bringing your leg out, so you're like a tripod with your hands and your foot, and your leg is out. And then if you want to, you can place down your left hand and come into half moon posture. I hope I don't fall over. It's quite easy to just be careful to only do this if it's comfortable to do it. Not just comfortable, just if you're feeling strong enough, because you can really hurt your lower back doing things if you're not strong enough, or any part of your body really. And then exhale the back foot down. Bring your hands to your hips again, your waist, and then bring yourself back up. Whew, that was strong, wasn't it? Okay, fantastic. And then we'll turn to face the front again, coming into wide leg. Holding the hands to the hips, bend the knees, and then just gently bring yourself forward. Lifting from the arches of the feet, lifting your toes. Then bring to use blocks or anything if you need to with these kind of things. And then bending your knees, and then coming up. Yeah, blocks are such a good tool for this. These kind of postures. Facing forward, coming down into a low lunge. And exhaling back into downward dog. Lowering the knees down. Upward facing cat. And then coming back onto the knees. And then bring your arms behind you so you're an embryo. If that feels all right, otherwise keep the arms in front. And rounding your shoulders and your back. Resting here. Just allow the breath to be natural. And if you ever need to stack your fists or anything, or just rest on your hands in child pose, you can. And then gently bringing yourself forward and coming into lying down posture, semi-supine, with your knees facing the ceiling and your feet on the mat, planted on the mat. And just rock the head from side to side. And bringing the knees into the chest and have a little rock around. And bring the knees into the hands, and let's just rock the back out so you're doing little circles in the back one way. And then circles the other way. And placing the heels down, bring the hands out to the sides. Lift up your hips and then place them over to the right hand side, and then allow the knees to go over to the left hand side and look out over your right. So you're looking out either opposite to your knees. Then bring yourself back up, your knees back up, lifting up your hips, placing them back, and then lifting them up again and placing them over to the left, and your knees will go over to the right. And your your head will look over to the left. Lots of nice deep breaths, restful breaths. And then gently bring your knees back up, straightening up your knees so they're facing the ceiling, and straightening up your hips. And then bringing your knees into the chest and coming into happy baby. So you're taking hold of your feet, or you're just holding in your thighs like this. And then making your way down into Supta Badha Konasana, where you have your feet together and your knees are stretched out, making yourself warm. So if you're feeling a bit chilly, you can grab a blanket like so, and resting with your knees out and your feet together, and just have a little rest. And when you're ready, or you don't have to at all, you can just keep the position like this. So you can keep yourself like this, but you can, if when you're ready, you can come down into Svasana, which is the full relaxation, with your legs straight out on the mat. So make the adjustment, or when you want to, if you want to. And just feel into how heavy your body feels, how relaxed you are. Really restful, soft, relaxed. Your whole body can completely stop, just be at ease. And when you're ready, you can turn onto your side if you wish to. Otherwise, carry on resting here. You can just rest for as long as you want into Svasana. Ignore me. If you're following me, bring yourself up to seated. And bring your hands to the heart center. We'll finish with one Om vibration, completing with Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Taking the hands up into Prana Mudra above the head. Taking 3 deep, life-affirming breaths. And then bringing the hands over the head in Namaste. Down through the centers, Sahasrara at the crown. Ajna at the third eye. Vishuddhi at the throat, and Anahata at the heart center. Namaste. And thank you for coming, and thank you for sharing this practice. It's been a pleasure. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. And if you like this video, then give it a like. And you can comment below. And it's great to hear from you. It's just really nice to know who's watching. And feel a connection with people. So lots of love and blessings, and see you again
pure
see.
consciousness, flaming orb of truth and bliss. Remove the veil so I can see. Illuminate